Hey, I wanted to replace the light in my shifter area of my Volvo 850, so I had to access the area under the center console. The only way to get to it is to get under there and really remove the whole center console. I didn't totally remove it, I just lifted it up and out of the way. It only takes a few minutes and had 6 screws. The piece goes from the back of the armrest all the way up and under the radio. The tools needed was a torque bit T25 and a torque T15. I used a small ratchet driver and a small torque bit handheld screwdriver with the adapters on it. The first thing I did was removed all the stuff that I have in the console area in my armrest so I wouldn't dump all kind of stuff all over the car. The second thing I did was to remove the cover to the OBD2 port, which also doubles as a coin holder right next to the lighting. If you look in that area, there's 2 screws that point to the rear of the car. So I had to use the little ratchet to get those T25 screws out. And then that'll take those loose. One screw at the coin holder side and the other screw at the lighter hole side. Once you have those 2 screws out, you pull up on the section, and I didn't really totally remove it before you disconnect the connections, and work it out towards you. Then release the OBD2 port if it's installed. I use a screwdriver to pry up on the passenger side tip, then unplug the 3 wires to the lighter, then remove the forward section. Kind of lifted it up. There are 2 screws under that section. Remove those 2 T15 screws. Okay, then I opened up the armrest and removed the access panel from inside the armrest. There's 2 screws under that access panel. Took those out. I set the parking brake. You don't want the car to roll away once you remove the shifter out of park. So I pull the car out of park and put it in drive. You will probably have to turn the car on or press the shift lock button to get the brake to get the car out of park, and push on the brake to get the car out of park. Okay, you want to make a note here. When you remove or lift the console out, it is likely that you will scratch the shifter knob if you don't have something covering it. So you may want to protect it with some kind of rag or something. If you are just going to lift it to replace the light at the shifter, you should be able to reach that light. Go ahead and lift the console from the armrest section and use something to hold it up, kind of like prop it up in the air like a ruler or something. If you need to totally remove the console, you will need to unplug the connections at the forward edge of the console. So here's a picture of how I held it up, and then those are the other connectors at the front of the console if you want to get it all the way out. Alright, then I replaced the light at the shifter on the driver's side. It simply pulls out of the plastic housing, and the bulb assembly unplugs as well. To get everything back installed, it's simple. Just to reverse the removal process. Be careful to tuck the carpet under the console when you lower it back in place. Hope this helped.